welcome to the third installment of Tips with Tasha, this Instagram series that I'm doing on my journey to public health and just things that I feel like people should know. So let's hop right into it. In my previous videos, and if you haven't watched, please go back and find them. They're in a series called Tips with Tosh, right underneath there, and go ahead and subscribe and like so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. I don't have a schedule yet, so it'd be definitely very helpful if you are enjoying this content to go ahead and follow the series, right? So anywho, today I wanted to talk about the importance of being organized and what does that look like per se. And so in my previous video I had discussed my road to public health and how I got started in the application process, and I mentioned the importance behind remaining organized, right? It's important because applying anywhere like jobs, medical school, grad school, there's a lot of different moving parts, and you want to make sure you don't lose anything in the melee of doing 5 things at once, right? And so I created a Google Drive, and within that Google Drive I created a folder that said grad school, and that's all it said. And then within that folder, other folders depending on what the material was. So like I had a folder for my resumes, I had a folder for my personal statement and edits, and then the final draft. And then I had a folder for grad school information. So that's where I put my Google spreadsheet of all the different places I had planned on applying to. And then I also had a folder for email templates and letters of rec. And so by no means is this me saying like you have to do this way, but this is what I found helped me, and I'm sure there's other people trying to get themselves together, figure out what it is that they're trying to do, and make sure that they're in the right spot, right? And so within all these different folders, I made sure that everything stayed organized so that once I needed something, I could just find it. And the really cool thing about Google Drive is how accessible it is. So I could access it from my phone, any computer that I could log into, and it made it much easier for my friends and colleagues to help me edit my personal statement, right? And that took the largest chunk of my time, honestly, that and studying for the GRE. Having multiple eyes look at my personal statement in a very easy way. They could just add comments to the side and I could see them in real life, and then resolve them as I made those edits and fixes, was really, really helpful. This is not the total topic, but I will say this: when asking people to help you review your letter of recommendation, it's not something that you just ask anybody. Although you do want to have a good amount of eyes look at it, you want to have quality eyes who are able to pinpoint grammatical errors, that are able to pinpoint errors in punctuation, that are able to pinpoint spaces where you're using language that might not be understood to a wide variety of people, because it's a wide variety of people looking through these personal statements. So you really want to be deliberate in who you're asking to read your personal statement. That aside, going back to like the more organization piece, I continued to write out emails, and I'd save the template and take out a specific name or a specific date and put that in my drive, so that way if I needed to send a similar email to someone else, I wouldn't have to spend time typing up an email again. I would just copy, paste, insert name, insert date, insert signature, send. So it made the process much more streamlined, and within this process you want to save as much time as you can, and so I did the same exact thing for my personal statement. There's areas in it. It was a pretty dense paper, but near the end and some of the beginning you'll see areas where it's just blank. So I put X, like capital X's, in that area to be filled in. The only caveat to doing things this way, you have to be diligent in proofreading, because you do not want to send something with the wrong information inputted, and you also don't want to send something that's blank with like those X's still up or those blanks still up. That would be awkward. And so to avoid the awkwardness, proofread. So that's it, I think, in regards to organization, and then other little tips I sprinkled in there. like I said, if you're enjoying the content, go ahead and subscribe to the series. But also, if you have questions or things that you'd like me to answer on these little videos, then shoot me a DM. I've gotten a couple already, and I'll be keeping those in mind as I create more content. So please, this is as much for me to share like my knowledge, as much as it is for you as a viewer to ask questions. So I hope this becomes more of a dialogue as things progress. And once again, thank you all so much for watching, staying tuned in. Yeah, you'll know when I post the next video, when the next series comes up. Grad school is kind of taking up most of my life, and so I don't really have a set posting schedule yet. But once I do, I'll let y'all know. But until then, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time.